I think I'm going to say you're probably the guest we've had on the most since we started this show. Not because you always call us to come on because we stalk you. Welcome, Amy Shark.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And we love you. And we're so excited.
I do wait outside a lot.
Every day. I'm like, Amy, the interview's next week.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll just be here just with my swag.
It's all good.
We figured if you've come in this many times, like we need to be bearing gifts. And I know that we saw each other during the week when I went to your gig and I promised coconuts. But unfortunately, the coconut drink wasn't happening today.
Right.
And we were like, what are we going to do? But it was okay because we had a better idea. And we're like, okay, guys, let's put our heads together. Let's think of what we can do for Amy Shark when she comes in because it's been a big week for you. You got signed to a US label on a major deal. You announced your first US tour. You've sold out an Australian tour. And then I think it was Draco that had the idea.
It was my idea.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
We were just on air on Monday and I asked Ash a question about your show and it hit us at the same time.
Because we do always talk about the fact that you are an unofficial ambassador of Adidas.
Right.
So we always end up talking about you, La Adidas. And then it's like when the idea dropped as to what gift we were going to get you and then we took it to the next level, it was like.
Iconic.
I want to say it was iconic.
It was iconic.
Okay.
So, we got you a present.
Oh, what?
And it's
To
weird
say-
now today because you're wearing
Adidas.
Like it's so weird.
We wanted to say we're happy and proud of you, and we're
Guys.
so stoked that the world is embracing. You have to unwrap.
Okay.
You have to do it here.
Appreciate the gift
I'm
wrapping.
one of those people that's like when I open presents in front of people, I'm like, oh.
It's always awkward.
I'm awkward. Oh, wow.
But it's special.
Oh,
You need to look at it like, oh, special.
Like, oh, no. It doesn't say that.
It's personalised.
On the front and the back.
No. Nah. Ash.
You have to tell the people what it
Guys.
says because it's radio. They can't see.
Ash Love Heart Amy on the back, which is just like adorable. And then Amy under the signature Adidas
So
logo.
if anyone
on the
tries
front.
to steal your Adidas jacket, you'll be like, my name is on it.
Guys.
Give it back.
Oh, I love the material too.
It's very well. Draco went and spent half the day choosing the right jacket.
Did you chuck it
Not
on? for me?
wearing it. No. It's brand new.
You smell good anyway.
It's
so
brand new.
that is like the best gift ever, guys.
Well, we
thank
love
you
mate.
so much.
Don't forget us when you're a big deal. Right?
Oh, stop it! Like I'll be out the front, so wearing my new
How
jacket.
can you forget us? I
saying this on the
literally
back.
am downstairs every day.
Yeah.
For people out there who are listening who don't understand what it means when you do sign like a US label deal, like just explain how that happened and what it means for your future.
Yeah, it's huge because when you're I've sort of escalated pretty quickly anyway. So, but it doesn't mean you you want to stop striving. So, and I've got a really passionate team behind me. So, the US was always a big thing for us, like, and for me as well. Like, it was always something that I wanted to do and play shows over there and everything. But I never thought I'd actually lock down a record deal.
It's something
over
that you
there.
think like, all right, you sign a label deal in Australia, which happened like end of the year, or was it start of this year?
Yeah, it was like the start of this year, end of last year, I think.
Approximately
yeah.
2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, well, in a year or two, the goal would be to, get over to the States.
Yeah.
But really, you're right. It has happened very quickly for you because people have embraced what you're doing, and now you're actually going on a North American tour. Like,
I know.
Tour, dude. Are you going to have a tour?
Go on tour. I mean,
That's all
I
I'd
don't know.
wanna know.
I think it could be like we might be hiring bikes or something with the budget, the way we were looking.
You can always pawn off your Adidas jacket. That's $100 right there.
Excellent. Nice. No way. I would rather walk than sell that. So, look, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, very different for me. Obviously, it's going to be different just being in another country because I'm going to be like, do these people know like any of the songs or whatever? Like, but I think it's just getting there and meeting the new label and everything.
Totally.
And that's going to be exciting just in itself.
You were just stoked. I've seen you at Oxford Arts Factory and Newtown Social Club. And both of those gigs, you were just stoked that like 200 people came. But you were overwhelmed. So even if I reckon like if 10 people rock up to a show in, I don't know, Santa Monica or something, that's still like
so true.
10 people from across the world that have decided to come to a gig. Like, what?
I know. Like, I've been used to playing at like TABs with like 3 people trying to eat dinner, looking at me like you're a really inconvenience at the moment. And we're trying to watch the races behind you.
How do you keep going? Like, what? Because I'm not lazy, but I find it really hard to keep at something if I don't see the rewards straight away. But obviously it's been a slog for you and you've had to have those awkward gigs and pack up your own gear and go and probably lose money off of it and keep going. What is it in you that goes, I need to keep doing this?
Yeah, like it's a tough one, Ash, because I would be addicted to writing music either way. Like I'm just always going to do it. It doesn't really matter if no one's listening. Like, because that's sort of how I started. Like it took someone else to set me up a MySpace or set me up a, whatever account you need to put your music. To put your music out there. I just like doing the actual creative stuff, which is just writing the songs.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to keep going at this because one day I might make it. I'd given that well up, and especially, there is not much reward. You're right. There's not much. There's no money, especially, which is why you end up doing soul destroying cover gigs. But I think deep down, like my husband knew that I had something to offer, and he it takes a weird person to be like to stick with it with me for that long, because otherwise we would have given up years ago if we were in it for other reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm just addicted to writing songs. I would have been doing it either way. So it's nice knowing that one has done what it's done.
Yeah.
And now I actually get people at shows.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Do you have for me, I can see whether it's relationships or work or life, I can look back and go, okay, now I understand why I found the right guy when I did, or now I can understand why I got the right job 2 years later than I thought I was going to. Can you look at your life and go, I understand why it had to happen now?
Totally. Like, I think that all the time, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I think I wouldn't be making the decisions I'm making now. And even like my songwriting, like I've even spoken to some of the younger, like up and coming female musicians, and they've been talking to me online and like, how do you come up with this? Did you create characters? Do you draw? What do you draw on? And I'm like, well, like I've just had a lot more things go on than you. Like I'm a little bit few years older, and I've just digested a lot more crap.
Yeah.
And now I'm just at an age where I know how to distribute it. I know how to write it down. Like so, and to pick and choose the right wording and stuff. So it just comes with getting a little bit more mature, I guess.
That's
like
great.
So, I think that's why the songs are turning out the way they are, and that I'm making the decisions that I'm making now.
Amazing. And in the 2 or 3 months in between gigs, I saw you a couple of months ago and then I saw you this weekend. The set sounds different. I know that you've been working with some new producers. I know that Dan Hume did the new track Weekends. And I'm hearing, I don't want to say electro, it's not really electro, but you've kind of given some of your older material a bit of a new spin for those live shows, which gives it new life. So tell me about, was that a conscious decision, or did it just kind of happen that you thought, oh, how can we change this up? I've been playing this song for 3 years. I need to sound different.
Yeah. We did do a lot of work on the show. Like, obviously I was really excited because it was my show, like my first headline show. So I could really do anything I really wanted. And I had all these ideas just from being on tour with like other bands, Cub Sport and Tiger Town. And I was always watching and observing. And still at that stage was like, I'll probably never get I'll probably be ages before I get a headline show. So I put all that into practice, and we worked on a ton of different sounds, a lot of different samples.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just really lucky that I've got like the best drummer in the whole world, and
he's
just
a freak.
He's a freak.
Like, you were obviously the star of the show, but I
had to compete with Joey.
Yeah, I was there with my friend Michael and Paul from Sony. We were standing near each other, and we just kept looking at each other like, who is this drummer?
Yeah.
So good. How did you find him?
He's crazy.
Never let him go.
It was really random. Like so Brad and I always have worked together. Like, he owns a studio, and then I had a few drummers come in and out of like my life, and then
drummers bringing drummers.
Drummers are the hardest. But and then I just put my feelers out, and then I heard back from Joey. He's like, I've just arrived here from New Zealand. And I was like, perfect. Love New Zealand. Love you. Come to jam. And then we just hit it off straight away.
So good.
And then ever since then, at gigs or at festivals and that, I'm like shooing away everyone. I'm like, stay away from him. He's my drummer. He's not going anywhere, because everyone just loves him.
He's going to have a case of Stockholm syndrome soon.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually being held captive by Amy Shark.
He's getting more free stuff than I am. Everyone's just dishing out, oh, this is for your drummer. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll pass it on.
He didn't get a customized.
He didn't know. No way. He's gonna love this.
And the new EP, which everyone can pre-order now, Night Thinker.
Yep.
What's going to be on there?
Man, it's pretty exciting. Like, I wrote a lot of these songs sort of before even Adore.
Yeah,
so
wow.
like, I was ready to go with this EP just in the real crappy sort of version that I had ready. Not knowing Adore was going to do what it did. So I was already just doing my own thing, ready to release my EP myself.
Yeah.
And then this all happened and I signed the record deal, and then I was all of a sudden they liked these songs, but they were like, obviously they need to be as polished as Adore. So I got to go work with Dan Hume, Phases again on another song, Edwin
so
White,
good.
who does all Vance Joy stuff. So everything is like what the EP was, but just on steroids. Like it's just like it's just my best work to date.
And you don't have to use Office Works to get the CDs printed this time.
No, no.
You're not
That's
hauling
what I
us
was
down
in
to
the middle of
shop
doing.
owners.
Yeah. So I'm going to see if I have my receipts. And
Get your cousin Derek to do the album art because he knows a bit of Photoshop that he learned at TAFE.
I know, yeah, that's the one. Cousin Derek. I love it.
And finally, before we play Weekends, I was so stressed out for you because I was like, Adore was so big. Like, what if the follow-up is shit? Like, I was genuinely like,
you and me both, mate.
But we love, and we, like, all of us agree because we all have really different musical tastes on this show. We all like this track, and it's a real grower. It's not the kind of like Adore from like the first chord you go, ooh, I like this. Weekends took me like 1 or 2 listens, but now I'm in deep, man.
Yeah, I was like, with that song, because there's actually another song that the EP opens with called Drive You Mad that I think is like my best song I've ever written.
Big call, Sharky.
I know, massive call, but I'm going to say it right here, right now. But Weekends was like it when I was actually on the phone to a bunch of different people that day that I'd done my vocals and Dan was working on the beat. I'd sort of done a little bit with my mouth, like how I think it should go. Like it's really embarrassing when you try and make drum beats with your mouth. And then, yeah. And then anyway, I was on the phone and then I heard this big R&B shuffle that he did behind it, and I was like, gotta go. Like,
See ya.
And then, and we were like, I was just so, I thought this makes sense to go from Adore to this. Like people are going to understand this, whereas Drive You Mad's just such a big beastie song that I just want to prepare people for that. But,
I like that.
But Weekends is so, like it made sense. And it's sort of like, it's still a very personal, semi-controversial song that's like disguised as a massive pop track. So,
but I like that.
Yeah,
I like when you catch a beat and you get it. It's a bit of an earworm, and then like on your 5th or 6th listen, you listen to the words. You're like, oh, that's cool though. That's
awesome.
I think that's what I love about music is that you can get a message across without having to like be so. You can be more subversive about it.
Totally.
Let's get Weekends on the air now, shall we, Amy?
Let's do it.
All right, from our favourite little lady, Amy Shark. This is Weekends on Ash Sunday Live.